What's good, Big Blue family? Welcome to Big Blue Reborn, where we talk real New York Giants football, no fluff, no corporate takes, just honest breakdowns and real standards. I'm Milton. I'm here with my cousin Ethan, and we are here this week. Before I even, let's stop for a second.
Okay.
Bing bong, let's go Knicks.
Bing bong.
We
We the
have
champs, baby.
bishops in New York. Can't be upset about it. You know I had to bring
Yes,
it up. Look,
Thank you for
great team.
saying it first.
MVP. We got Cat out there balling, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby with the hand of God. What?
Yeah, I know, right?
God, they said what? They say you can't speak out without OG.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, shout out to the Knicks. New York is up.
Shout out to the Knicks.
Really, really hope that we can ride this momentum into the football season. Let's bring some more into New York, man. Let's bring some more dubs into New York.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, look, if you guys are here, I do appreciate you guys coming. I want to say, if you have not subscribed already, I don't know what you're doing, man. Go ahead and hit that button. Hit the like button as well, so that way we can sneak the Giants algorithm and get to other New York Giants fans. We only do it for the fans. We do it for the love. So, this week, the Big Blue check-in. I know we're kind of late coming in on our mandatory minicamp, but we're here with the Big Blue check-in talking about the minicamp this week, or last week, I should say. Just to give some quick updates, right? I got five takeaways. I'll break it down, and then you let me know how you feel. As far as the minicamp is concerned, that first thing that I put was Harbaugh got what he was looking for. He was able to build culture. He was able to bring in his players that fit his mold, right? And then throughout all of the practices, he had attention to detail, high level of effort, and accountability always. So the main thing that you're noticing now is that they're not feeling like they can just get away with murder. They're coming in to work. You coming in to work. We got practice for 2 hours. You practicing for 2 hours. That's just what it is. So Harbaugh definitely, he's letting his players know, like, hey, we're here to work. We're about football. I'm gonna enjoy times with you guys, but it's football here. His main objective, like I said, was establishing standard. Right? He's trying to make sure that the team knows what they need to be doing when they get back to training camp, and we get it on and popping later on. Second thing I put down, the defense. The defense looks fast. Denard Wilson had corners actually playing much better. Now, again, we're not in pads just yet, but the fact that I hear, murmurs of Deontay Banks being able to play well in some of these practices, and Paulson Adebo looking like he's coming back into form. Like, if we get our corner room straight, we still got Colton Hood, the rookie, coming in. There's that could be something serious. If our secondary is locked down, it's gonna be a problem. It's only up from there.
And see, and with the defense, it's like, even last year we was projected to be like a really good defense. It was just the defensive coordinator wasn't really calling the right plays, or he was just calling bad plays, or just having people out of position. And we still did solid, Yeah. I mean, we could have played way better due to injury, But I mean, our defense this year with the right play callers, and now we got the linebackers in the middle to really be able to do the things that we need to do. It's just
Brian Burns. Brian Burns. He called Tremaine and Arvell Reese predator and baby predator in the middle of the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really. Really.
They see it. They're excited. As far as the defense is concerned, the Giants, we heavily invested into speed in the linebacker room and our edge rushers: Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Tremaine Edmunds, Micah McFadden, Arvell Reese. Like, with those names right there, there's really, I don't see any kind of let up. We're going to have athletes on the field at all times. There's always going to be somebody that can get to that ball. So I'm excited about that. Next thing was Jackson Dart, right?
Yes,
The one
sir.
thing that I love about the training camp is that they're not out here babying Jackson Dart. They're letting him make mistakes. He's had a few troubles with his deep balls. There's a few interceptions that were thrown and things of that nature. So it's not perfect, but we see the growing pains, and that's the good thing. We want to see him growing. We want to see him moving in the right direction. It don't need to be perfect, but it needs to be better than last year. You know what I'm saying? If he can perform better than last year, like his stats alone was him playing hero ball. So now we put him behind an actual system. It's only up. So I really like to see that they have said that, like I said, he's making mistakes, but he's learning from the mistakes and he's able to adjust right after. They're not having issues.
And the thing is with Jackson Dart is like, his number one receiver right now, probably the best receiver on the field, is Odell Beckham Jr. And he literally just got on the team. Like, hasn't even been here for more than like 10 practices or whatever. It hasn't had like a full off-season training with him and stuff like that. So, like, once he gets accommodated to having at least some elite neighbors and then getting into the season, that rhythm with these wide receivers, like, yeah, he's been throwing the ball to Calvin Austin, not Calvin Johnson. We're gonna see a lot better passes. I mean, but I can feel it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can see him going. They said that he was doing more things that he hasn't done before, and I feel like that's gonna translate into more heavier play action and keeping the ball under center. I see him taking more snaps like that. So yeah, there's been growing pains, but I like there to be growing pains and just not pains. That means he's growing in the right direction. So
that actually brings me right into the next thing. So my fourth subject was Scatterboo was like a quiet winner as well, because we actually see him full force running and cutting, and he looks healthy. So I'm excited because we didn't know what we were going to see after seeing his leg the other way. So I'm excited to see him moving and knowing that we can start basing this running game around him and Tracy for real.
And it was encouraging, even when they had that softball game. I seen him do the backflip. And I was like, yo, if he's doing that and he's going to be on the field, and then he was taking, getting on this, taking the handoffs from Jackson Dart, and he was looking good. It's just, and he has a low center of gravity, so hopefully his play from last year will still be able to incorporate this year. It's just once he gets the contact, is his mental gonna be like, should I initiate this contact, or am I going to try just outrun it or move away from it until he gets more comfortable?
Still gonna try to run through your face.
He's probably still crazy like that. Still trying to run through everybody.
Scott's still the same, man. We just waiting for that leg to get healthy. He's still gonna try to run through your face. And then
it's a good thing to see him out there and taking snaps and moving and looking good.
The camaraderie between him and Jackson Dart when they started last season, like for the potential to be able to see that for 17 games is like, it's exciting. So let's just like I said, pray they stay healthy. Last point that I have, the kicker battle.
Yeah.
Dominic Zavada 8 for 8 during minicamp. Ben Saul continued to have some inconsistency. So it looks like the young buck is kind of stepping in front, and he might be finding his space on the team. So the kicker, I don't really pay attention to special teams like that, but since Harbaugh has been here, and I know for a fact that last year, just watching I don't even want to get into it. Watching the nonsense special teams, it's just, it's atrocious. So I really hope that we can get a kicker that can, get us out of those clutch situations or those crunch time situations where we need one or we need two or something like that. So,
and I'm happy Dominic Zavada is doing pretty well, because then we can have a kicker that could be here long term and someone dependable. You don't have to worry about the extra points or the field goals, especially if we're within range, or we're going to have to do crazy stuff like keep going for 2 just because the coach doesn't trust the kicker, when it should never be an issue. Like, it's like in Madden, you always think of it as automatic. Any kick should just be automatic. Long as it's within under 50 yards, it should be automatic. Even if at 50, at this point, they're all professionals. So Dominic Zavada is doing that. Hopefully, the only thing I do hope they do is, because he's a young guy and Ben Sauls isn't really like doing that much better. I hope they still do bring in a veteran because they got rid of Jason Sanders, veteran, just to have some still competition, just to keep Zavada on his toes, because competition is always healthy in the NFL, especially in the teams. And so if he always knows there's a vet ready to make those kicks if he messes up, I think he'll be that less likely to actually mess
that's
up.
true.
But
It'll probably facilitate things, just light that fire under him just to make sure.
So yeah, you better not mess up because there's a vet who's been doing this on several other teams that's gonna make that field goal. So,
and then I put my last thing that I'm gonna say, I put like the biggest winners and losers to me. Biggest winners, I put John Harbaugh, of course, because like I said, him establishing a new culture in New York. You can see that the whole team is buying in. I love it. Abdul Carter looks like he's focused this year. He's not here for no nonsense. Arvell Reese, he looks like he's gonna turn into a great player, and he has the intangibles already. Tremaine Edmunds seems like a great locker room piece too. So I feel like the defense is in good hands with Brian Burns, Tremaine, and all of them. Scat healthy, and Theo's catching the ball. Those are some of my main takeaways that I saw. And then the biggest concerns, can't be happy without some negative things, right? Malik Neighbors, we still don't know what we're looking at.
Yeah, injury.
Wide receiver depth. I think it gets clipped that Odell being the sixth receiver is made. If we take 6, I think Odell's going to be the sixth receiver. If we take 7, somebody else might sneak in. But I think as far as the receivers are concerned, it's up in the air right now with the receivers. We'll get to that because we're going through our players and position, breakdowns and things of that nature. So we'll talk about that later on. But I do think that something to continue to look at. And then
I got some winners too.
Definitely.
Quick.
I was just about to ask if you had winners or losers.
Yeah, winners, just defense as a whole. The defense has just been looking further ahead, reacting pretty well. Our defensive coordinator, he's just, I just love it. I just love it. These guys look like they're playing better, like you said about Deonte Banks, Arvell Reese, and Tremaine Edmunds. These guys, this run defense is going to be good as long as our defensive tackles step up and command those double teams. I think we're going to have a really solid run defense. I know everyone's worried because we used to have a great defensive tackle there before, and now we haven't seen who's going to be playing there. I mean, well, we know, but as far as how they will play for our team. So I'm happy that the defense is looking put together and moving along swimmingly. Yeah, the losers, not a loser, but not the biggest winner, is the offense, because you got to realize, like, our receiver core is kind of right now, it's a whole new receiving core. Essentially, he's not throwing to anybody that he really did throw to last year. So yeah, the run game, we haven't put on pads, so we can't see how the run game's going to look. But the offensive line last year wasn't the worst. They gave him time to pass. It's just, rookie, Dart wasn't trusting everything. So hopefully he gets into those, understanding those concepts and making quick reads and quick decisions and getting the ball out and being able to just move efficiently. So I think the offensive line, once we get on pads and Francis Noah is being able to put hands on people, we'll be in a good position to show off the run game, which will allow Dart to get more time and things like that. So
you got to establish the run before you can go to play action. Play action doesn't work if you don't have a run game.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, I'm happy the defense is moving along pretty good. And if anything, faster than the offense. It's just going to take some time to gel and everything. But the defense is more about reacting and just, I just can't wait. I just can't wait.
Man, I'm excited. So that brings us around, right? After the mini camp, of course, we're gonna have this like lull up until training camp. There's not gonna be much going on with the Giants. They get to go home, relax, rehab, just rest up and get ready for the season. So everybody's got to get with their families and trying to collect their thoughts and figure out, how they're going to put all of it out there on the field for the season, man. So right now, what we're going to do this week, the Big Blue Spotlight, we're going to start our series of players breakdowns, meaning positional breakdowns. And we're going to start with the linebackers this week.
Yes, sir.
Linebackers this week. Not going to start. Everybody wants to start with the quarterback and things like that. We know Jackson Dart. We know we're going to start with the linebackers. These are some of the most important pieces, or what I would say is the most lacked position that we haven't had established in a while.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Like, we haven't had dominant linebackers in a long time. So it's really good to see that we could potentially have a group right now. I'm let me know what we doing with these linebackers, man.
So I feel like the linebackers is probably the most intriguing position group on the roster right now. Under the defensive coordinator Denard Wilson, I think we shifted towards a bigger, faster, more physical style of linebackers, like Tremaine Edmunds starting Mike linebacker. Like, the dude is like a tree trunk back out there. I think Brian Burns had said something like that. He's going to be the centerpiece of this defense. He's been communicating very well. He's been showing that Arvell Reese, you need to communicate, yelling at him, putting him in his place, and letting him know that we communicate on every play, we talking, and it's going to show up in the future. He had highlighted his interception, his leadership. Teammates have already embraced him as a veteran tone setter. So that's really good. Like you said, Brian Burns named him the Predator. Yeah. So it's good because, he's scanning the field and he's making plays, and that's really good. And I'm just happy that we got a Mike linebacker that is going to be not just a physical presence, but a vocal and great veteran leadership. What stands out about him is just his elite size, his range. He's a very long competitor. The thing is, he's in this new defense. He's a veteran communicator, so I'm just going to keep harping on that communication, because if you got everybody in the right spot, he's going to be wearing the green dot, telling people where to be, calling out the defense. He's very smart, putting people in the right places. He's going to allow Arvell Reese to be able to just play fast. Let him do more of the thinking. Like, okay, you got to be here. If he do this, you do that. That's it. Don't even worry about anything else. So that's really good for Arvell Reese to be next to Tremaine Edmunds.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be beneficial for Arvell Reese's growth in the next upcoupling training camp, everything, and in his career, to have Tremaine Edmunds, because essentially, like, as far as stature wise, they're not too much different. One probably just a little bit bigger or faster or whatever, just younger, but Edmunds has that experience that he can show him. Like, it's like how we were looking at Odell Beckham coming here for Malik Neighbors, like, just showing him. This is why I really wish Malik Neighbors was practicing right now, just showing him like how to like get on your release package or whatever. But that might be the same thing for Edmunds, like how to beat the quarterback when you got the running back on a man-to-man route, but you can make it look like you're playing in zone, and then things like that. So it's just really good to have Tremaine Edmunds as his centerpiece for this defense, and it's going to fit Denard Wilson's scheme pretty good.
Yes.
So,
yes, I agree with that.
And then we're going to move over to Arvell Reese. He's going to be the starting role. Yeah, our pick, the one we never thought we was going to get.
Right.
Arvell Reese. Bro, this man, woo!
Baby Predator.
It's going to be, baby Predator. Starting will linebacker. From all the interviews we've seen, he looks very composed, here for business. Both of them, Edmunds and Arvell Reese. the thing is, he's just been impressive on all facets of the game with athleticism, coverage ability, his blitzing skills, football IQ, and most of all, his maturity to understand that this is a man's job, and he looks like he's doing pretty well at it so far. The thing is, everyone projected him as like an edge, and now we're using him as a will linebacker. This is why I was saying Tremaine Edmunds was going to be really good in his growth, because he's going to show him how to play the linebacker position from not just from a coach's perspective, from another player's perspective.
Yeah.
Because the coaches can coach, but when you're on the field, it's so much different.
Yeah,
so
much more.
I'm just happy.
I said there's so much more that you can explain because you see a lot more than what the coaches are drawing up.
Exactly. And being out there and being able to, make that tackle, or just see certain things like, watching film, showing him how to watch film and what to look for and how to explain things differently, So, and Arvell Reese in this defense is going to be playing linebacker, but I feel like with Denard Wilson's schemes, he's going to scheme up pressures for him as far as edge pressures, being able to allow him to do some of what he was also good at Ohio State. So it's looking, his stock is just moving way up. And I'm just really happy that we got a linebacker that can move sideline to sideline. He can cover tight ends and running backs out the backfield. And when he gets on the line of scrimmage, if he becomes like, he gets a one-on-one with like a tackle or a tight end, and he has to rush the passer, we already know that he's going to make plays, or he's going to put grown men on the ass and make them feel like, wow, how is this young man doing this to me? You know what I'm saying?
20, what are you talking about?
Exactly, bro. So, and I'm gonna say it now, I think he has the ability to be a legitimate rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year.
Hey.
So we could, I think with Denard Wilson scheme and Tremaine Edmunds' help and his overall athleticism, he's going to be in the running for defensive player of the year. And
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, because he bro, there's and with the schedule that we have, the people that he's going to have to cover and play against, it's definitely possible. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
No, definitely.
So I mean, just long as everyone stays healthy, knock on wood, bro. Oh my God, this defense is going to be an issue. Very, very issue for everybody, man. And those are like this 2 starting linebackers for us. And we also do still have rotational linebacker Micah McFadden. He got injured last year, but he was playing pretty good right before he got injured. That opened up way for Darius Muasau to come in, which wasn't the greatest for us.
Sometimes you gotta fill spots, man. Sometimes you just gotta fill that roster.
Yeah, exactly.
All gonna be great.
And Micah McFadden was playing pretty well next to Bobby Okereke. And now that we have Tremaine Edmunds is better in my opinion than Bobby Okereke. So like when you play next to all right, what I'm trying to say is last year when Micah McFadden was playing next to Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, or the year before that, he was playing, he was looking pretty good. This is why we ended up getting him another contract. He just got injured. So with that same kind of mindset, if Arvell Reese is playing next to Tremaine Edmunds, he's going to be getting better week by week because you got that one person, the Mike linebacker, who's allowing you to move freely and think less and just play and just use your instincts. So Micah McFadden, I'm glad we re-signed him. Even after the injury, he's a valuable piece. If he can come in on certain first downs, if another team's having a long drive, he's a good person to come in on a rotational piece.
Yeah.
experience and toughness that's really good. The arrival of Edmunds pushed him to be more of a rotational piece, more than a full-time starter like he was before. But I just like that we have depth at linebacker in case of anything happening. If somebody goes down for a couple of weeks, Micah McFadden can definitely step in, and we won't feel like the production goes down as much.
It's not gonna be detrimental.
Exactly. Like Micah McFadden isn't Arvell Reese or Tremaine Edmunds, but if he's in there, he can definitely. If one of the two are in there, he could definitely play pretty free, and he's just reliable as a good run defender, solid blitzer, and just good depth if anything happens. Mm-hmm. So I mean, he'll probably be the first linebacker off the bench if there's any injuries or any packages that make sense for him to be out there. So yep. I'm just happy that Michael McFadden's on the team.
No, I'm happy we signed Micah McFadden, man, because I always liked his game. I thought he was always balling. I do think, though, as of right now, him being like the sixth man off the bench type situation for the linebackers, like, hey, I'm not mad at it. I think it'll definitely work. And then we got that man, the Viltrumite.
Who, Jack Kelly?
Jack Kelly,
yes,
sir. See what he's gonna do, man, because if you look at his college tape, man, he has a high motor. He looks like he does not stop. He never stops. He's always going. So I'm hoping he's like another variation of Micah McFadden, to be completely honest, because then we'll have two great rotational pieces. Again, I don't know if he'll jump in front of Mike or anything like that, but as far as like his gameplay from what we've seen from his college tape, he looks like he can definitely give you that same output. He's got hands. He catch.
Yeah, he can move. With Jack Kelly, he was like a turnover machine. So that's really good for just a backup player, even because he's gonna really if he's gonna make a name for himself, he's gonna have to be on special teams.
Yeah.
So if he can start with some turnovers on special teams, we punt the ball and he's running down there and knocks the ball out.
Yeah.
What? Do you know what it is? The feeling to continue a drive where it was just like, all right, the defense made a play, we got to punt, and then you get the ball down in the end zone just because somebody made a play. Or you know what I'm saying? It was just like it was like the fourth down was like an extra play for us just to get further into the end zone. So hopefully Jack Kelly can make some plays down there. The coaches see him as a developmental linebacker, but like having just good pieces in front of you, like Tremaine Edmunds. Tremaine Edmunds is going to be beneficial to all these linebackers' growth. Just him being just the veteran that he is. So he has a great chance to make this 53-man roster. I hope he does. It's just he just got to make plays at make plays on special teams. And
special teams blow it up, and he'll earn himself a spot on the team. Man, that's his role right now. That's his role right now. Exactly. Until further notice, until we see him do more, that's his role at the moment.
Right. And then there's Darius Musa. I ain't really got much on him. He filled in for Michael McFadden last year. Didn't really make. He was really. It was like, bro, you ever play like flag football, and there's somebody out there like, bro, he's guarding me. Please throw me the ball.
Yes.
Please throw me the ball, bro.
That's what he's not. Eye contact with the quarterback. You're like, hey,
like, bro, bro.
Hey, you already know what time it is.
What they had? Check milk, like, bro, check milk, bro, like kind of thing. And he was attacked a little bit last year, so
I don't think he makes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if he makes him a 53-man roster, but I mean, he had the opportunity last year to make some plays, and Yeah, I think he got one interception, and it
could,
was just off a tip up from Dexter Lawrence or something
unfortunately,
like that.
unfortunately,
And
we might lose out. We might never know what he could have been because of the coaching and what it was last season. So
that's true.
it's hard to determine. He was good enough to get drafted, but we didn't really see any like crazy flashes to where, got to make sure he's on the roster next year. Like he's gonna be.
Right, exactly.
Hopefully, he can do well somewhere else, but I just don't think he's done enough. And I think now with the 2 pickups of Tremaine and Arvell, with Micah coming back healthy, there's no way in hell. Because I don't think they're gonna.
And then
They're not gonna
Jack
bring
Kelly makes
4. I mean, they're not gonna bring 5. I should say. I think Jack Kelly would be the last linebacker, and then the rest of it would be the edges.
So yeah. So, but the thing is, with this whole overall linebacking thing, it used to be a concern for us when we had Bobby Okereke. It was like, when Okereke was under Wink's system, he was playing pretty well, and then it started going downhill after that. So now, I feel like one of the strengths of our defense is our linebacker.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing as far as for run defense and covering tight ends and running backs, those safety blankets for QBs. And then, once our linebackers and our front 7 is really looking pretty solid, then our back half of the defense is going to be able to have to cover a lot less and be able to get more turnovers. Because, I mean, trying to throw over the middle over Arvell Reese and Tremaine Edmunds, you're going to have to put the ball up just a little bit higher. And then if they tip it, oh man, we're gonna come down with a couple more interceptions. I feel like
somebody's coming down with it. If it's not them, it's one of the corners or it's one of the safeties. Somebody's snatching that junk because you're gonna have to make adjustments.
And I feel like we're gonna have more tip interceptions because of that. So I forgot how many interceptions the team we had last year, but add like 4 more on to that, 4 to 5 more on to that, just because of tip interceptions. So. And one more thing with this Edmunds and Reese combo, I think that I have written here that because of their size and speed and range, we could have, if Arvell Reese comes along, we could have like a top 5 linebacking core, top 5 to top 10. There you go, linebacking core out there where people are really looking at our linebackers like, wow, these guys are really hard to get past. So we could have
I'm gonna stick with the top 5. Shoot, I don't really see many.
Yeah, I know that's right.
But like the duo with a bench player that can kind of give you some of the same similar numbers. So I think definitely will be up there, man. And you combine it with the rest of Bernard's defense, and I'm hoping we're a top 10 defense as a whole.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that the coaching this year is going to make the world of difference for these players.
Oh yeah.
Just putting them in the right spots, and we're gonna have some free pressures, and Arvell Reese is gonna get there. This defense is gonna be. We're gonna have a good year. We're gonna have a good defensive year. I don't expect us to be like almost all the years under Joe Schoen. We've had a really bad run defense. I think this will be the first year where our run defense, because of our linebackers, make the world of difference.
Yeah.
So,
and with that being said, that's a perfect segue to slide us into the standard, man. Because the defense is going to be great this year, but now the offense has to put points up, right?
Yeah.
Standard this week is Jackson Dart already under more pressure than any other Giants rookie quarterback in the last 20 years. So basically, Daniel Jones, whoever was supposed to, no, Daniel Jones, it was Eli. So at least that's my memory. So as far as like rookie pressure, do you think he has more pressure on him now than Daniel Jones or Eli did?
Yeah, well, because the thing is, like, even when Eli came in, Eli had to sit for a little bit. When Daniel Jones, he had to sit for a little bit. For Jackson Dart, he just had to hop right in there. Essentially, he sat for like 3 games. for like 3 games, and then he was in there, and you know, it wasn't really. I mean, he probably would have won a lot more games if it wasn't for the defensive coaching. But as far as the pressure, you're in New York, baby. Yeah, there's always going to be pressure on you. You know, we were from the city where the pressure makes diamonds, bro.
Yeah.
So he got to step up. And yes, I think he has the most pressure on him because people are looking at this roster as a really good roster. I don't think when Daniel Jones or Eli Manning, like those rosters were ready to start to compete. Our defense looks like it's almost ready to compete. It's just the thing is with our offense, our passing, pass blocking is solid enough to get by. Run blocking, we'll see. Once we insert Maui Noah, get those pads on. But as far as the receiving core, there's a whole new core. So, I mean, but Jackson Dart showed that he could still make magic happen without a number one receiver out there. And now it feels like once we still don't have his number one out there. We got older Odell Beckham Jr., but that's really it. I mean, Malachi Fields will be good as far as a big body receiver, but you know, I feel like I was actually watching someone asked Chris Carter, what is like your perfect build of a wide receiver? And they were saying like DK Metcalf is like the perfect build. And he was saying, no, your perfect build is probably somebody who's 6'1" to 6'2", you know, 190 to 205, you know, within that range. He was pretty much describing like Malik Neighbors or Odell Beckham Jr., where they're not that tall, but they're just that right build where you have those receivers. So what I'm trying to get at is essentially in this season, we might have 2 perfect build wide receivers for Jackson Dart to throw to. We just got to get them both on the field at the same time and be healthy. So, and then sprinkle in, you know, the rest of the offense with Johnson and Likely and Austin. This offense could be really good. It's just I feel like where he needs to understand is this offense, Matt Nagy offense. I feel like the run game's going to be good with Greg Roman. He's had a track record of always having a really good run game. Yeah. It's really just the passing game to understand these concepts. And believe it or not, I think one of the best receivers for Jackson Dart might be Juju Smith-Schuster. If he makes this roster, he's going to be the vet that just falls. Everyone's going to kind of forget about him. He's going to end up getting a lot of one-on-one coverages. The zones rolled away from him if he plays. He'll be the one who just sits right there. Boom, completion, first down kind of thing. Yeah. You know, where, you know, Malachi Fields, I feel like until, you know, we see his release package, because one of the things that's hard for wide receivers is getting off the line of scrimmage. If they know they can jam you, like Jalen Hyatt, he couldn't get off the line of scrimmage, and it would throw up the timing of everything. If he can work on that release package and everybody get, you know, being able to move and do that consistently, I feel like it's going to be good for him. So Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think they're going to press him or anything like that. They're always going to play off coverage and things like that. So he might be the receiver that actually helps Jackson Dart the most in his maturation process of this offense and allows that pressure to come down on him. But yes, the original question was, does Jackson Dart have the most pressure? And I believe so, because if that receiving core is good, I think we can definitely get into the playoffs and be very scary for anybody who plays us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
That's how I feel.
I think he definitely is under the most pressure, but for a few different reasons. I think the main reason is going to be we've been bad for so. So you being the starting quarterback, unfortunately, everything's on you. So everything's gonna be geared towards you. So yes, when Eli became the quarterback, he didn't have to start immediately. The team was not garbage. They were mediocre. They had some good pieces, and you could contend. They were, they were at 9 to 11 wins at the time. They were still playing good football. So with Jackson Dart now, he's coming into a system where the fans have been just watching us lose for the past 15 years. So as far as pressure is concerned, in the NFL, you're judged by dubs, L's. You win or you lose. That's it. If you lose, ain't nobody talking about you. If they win, they're going to praise you. But at this point in New York, with us winning 4 games last year, everything is geared towards his second year, his sophomore year. How is Jackson Dart going to perform? Our defense, I think our defense is going to hold their own, but we have to score. Now with the new offensive things of that nature, he has to be able to mentally take on that load of, I need to be a better quarterback. I need to be available for my team. I also need to learn this new offense so that way I can make sure that I'm controlling the huddle, not asking questions in the huddle. So I think it's more so look, you're the quarterback in New York, just like you said. There's gonna be pressure. And I think that he's built for it, man. I remember his first interview, just listen to him speak that early. I could just tell from the way he carried himself. Like, he didn't seem like he was scared. He didn't seem timid. I could tell you every single time Daniel Jones got on that podium and I listened to him talk, he sounded like he was scared or nervous or just there was no confidence in what he was saying. It was just, you would watch him talk and you would just like, what am I looking at? But with Jackson Dart, I can hear the confidence. I can see the confidence in the way he carries himself. So I just think the pressure is there, but he's built for it.
See, and that made me think, like, just how Jackson Dart in his interviews, when you said something about his interviews, he actually says, like, I've seen interviews with like Eli and Daniel Jones, and they'll ask you football questions, and it's like, oh yeah, we're trying to just get better at everything every day. It's one step forward, one foot in front of the other. Jackson Dart will take an interview and be like, yeah, I'm trying to get better at under center. I'm trying to get better at this. He'll tell you he'll give you football answers and tell you, like, yeah, this is what I'm working on trying to get better at. So it's like, he'll say, oh yeah, I've never did this before, but we're working on it. And like we said earlier, growing pains. He didn't say that directly himself, but you can get that just from it. So that's what I like to see from him. And I think that's like, because they're all media PR trained, and because of the head coach, I feel like he's allowing himself to say a little bit more things about what he's getting better at and things like that. Because it's just like, okay, yeah, he might say, I'm trying to get better at under center, so people are going to say, oh yeah, when he's under center, let's give him this kind of look. Where Harbaugh might be coaching him up to, like, okay, we just going to get past it. Whatever it is, we're going to keep getting past it. So it's just a good thing to hear your quarterback saying that, I'm working on this and this is what I'm trying to get better at. So when we see it in preseason or regular season, you can say, oh yeah, this is what it looked like last year. This is what it looks like now. So it's an encouraging thing to see and hear.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. Look, everybody watching, man, I want to know from you guys as well. Let us know how you feel. Do you think Jackson Dart is under more pressure than Daniel Jones and Eli? Or is he quarterback in New York? You let me know. But another question for you. We're going to slide right into the roll call this week. The Big Blue roll call. This week, I actually got 2 questions for you guys. First one I'm going to ask, drop it in the comments and let us know what position group we should do next. What position group do you want to see us review? We'll break it down and then we'll go from there. We just did the linebackers, so we got pretty much everything else available. Let us know what you want to see us review. But the second one, the roll call. What's the bigger storyline heading into training camp? Jackson Dart's development, what we were just talking about. Abdul Carter's impact on the defense going forward for his sophomore year. Malik Neighbors' return, or Harbaugh's culture shift? Y'all know in the comments, tap in. Ethan, I want to know before we get up out of here. Let me know if you had to.
Oh man,
What do you think it is?
it's got to be between Dart's development and Harbaugh's culture change, because I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, but I feel like the culture change is it's a bigger thing, because from the practices to how they're coaching, the coaches themselves,
Yeah,
the schemes, the accountability, the no nonsense for just anything stupid like bad penalties.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? People are going to just be really more responsible for their position and what they have to do. So the culture thing has to be top for me, because you can see it from the players from the practices. And you know, they're talking about they tired, my feet, this and that. Bro, we ain't even hit training camp yet. And it's been serious. So
yeah.
the culture shift is shifting into a winning way that's tougher, smarter, dependable, and it's got to be the culture shift for me.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you, man. On the way out, I'm gonna tell you right now, the culture shift has to be the most important thing, because I think the culture shift hits all three phases, and that's the most important piece. We can talk about Jackson Dart's development, but the Jackson Dart's development has to coincide with the defense being much better, which also has to coincide with our kickers being able to kick the ball and not kick their foot to the ground or missing easy field goals. So I think the culture shift, us getting 3 phases of football next season, is going to be the main thing. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see preseason, to start seeing some of these rookies out there on the field, because I really think, man, a lot of people sleeping on us. I think we're going to be better than the Eagles this season. I think we sweep the Commanders, and the Cowgirls, they ain't got shit on NY right now, boy.
I know that's right. New York, yeah.
Dallas is next. Let's get it. We appreciate you guys watching us. We appreciate you guys tapping in. This is the Big Blue Reborn. This is the new era. This is the standard.
Peace.
Oh, my fault.
Big Blue Reborn.